So, MrBeast finally responded to my video. The video was called The Downfall of Feastables, a deep dive into how his chocolate brand was starting to show cracks. And apparently, it struck a nerve, because a few days later, MrBeast himself left a comment calling the video straight up lies. But here's the part that most people missed. He admitted he skipped straight to one part of the video. He didn't even watch it all, just one section. And somehow, from that single clip, he decided the entire investigation was false. That's not a fact check, that's ego control. So today we're breaking down exactly why his response doesn't hold up and exposing the real issues behind Feastables that MrBeast didn't want you to see. Let's start with the most obvious thing. He literally said he skipped through the video. That alone tells you everything you need to know. If someone wants to debunk a claim, they watch the evidence, right? They look at sources, context, arguments, and the whole picture. But MrBeast didn't do that. He jumped to one timestamp, heard one point, and wrote a paragraph dismissing the entire piece. It's like watching 30 seconds of a documentary and claiming the filmmakers are lying without even knowing what the documentary is about. That's not how truth works. That's how damage control works. MrBeast's comment wasn't meant to inform, it was meant to protect the brand. He knows that one sentence from him carries more weight than an entire investigation. And that's the power of influence. Not logic, not transparency, but dominance over public opinion. Now let's break down what he actually said. First claim, Whole Foods didn't drop Feastables. Sounds reassuring, right? Like he just cleared up a major rumor. But here's the catch. Feastables was never sold in Whole Foods to begin with. No partnership, no shelf space, nothing. The brand's entire retail push was through Walmart, Target, and convenience stores, not Whole Foods. So when he says Whole Foods didn't drop us, he's technically right, but only in the most meaningless way possible. It's like bragging, my movie wasn't removed from Netflix when it was never on Netflix at all. That's not transparency. It's wordplay, a statement crafted to sound factual while quietly bending the context. Because you can't be dropped by a store that never stocked you. Then he says Target didn't cut placements. They doubled them. Sounds great, but here's the thing. Nobody outside of Target can verify that. Shelf placement data is private. It's not public information. So unless you work inside Target's corporate team or have access to their planogram data, you can't confirm or deny that claim. So yes, Feastables is still on shelves, but that doesn't mean it's performing well. And if you're doubling placements, why not show proof? Why not post a planogram, a sales report, anything? Because in PR, you don't need data, you just need confidence. Say it loud enough and your audience believes you. Finally, he said, Walmart didn't move us to supercenters. Technically, that might be true. But here's what he's not saying. Feastables is still in Walmart, yes. But that alone doesn't tell the full story. Retailers quietly shift product placement all the time. If an item underperforms, it doesn't get a press release. It just gets less shelf space, reduced stock, or moved into higher traffic supercenters. There's no public data, no official denial from Walmart, just his word. And that's the key point here. He's not correcting misinformation. He's controlling the narrative, because you can absolutely still be available in Walmart while quietly being scaled back. That's something every retail brand understands, but his audience doesn't, which is why his comment sounds like a win when really it's just another carefully phrased deflection. If you've noticed a theme here, you're right. Every claim in his comment is technically accurate on paper, but misleading in context. He mixes half-truths with insider info the public can't verify and uses that to label criticism as lies. That's not transparency, that's strategic ambiguity. By skipping through the video, he avoided the parts he couldn't dispute. The lawsuits, the PR backlash, the cost pressures, the ethical controversies, because it's easier to correct a minor retail claim than to explain why your ethical chocolate brand has been hit with lawsuits and online criticism for months. Let's go through what MrBeast didn't mention, because this is where things get interesting. Feastables got hit with a lawsuit over one of its most popular flavors, D's Nuts. Another company, D's Nuts LLC, claimed trademark infringement. And guess what? The court sided with them. MrBeast's company was forced to stop using the name altogether. That's a serious blow. Not just legally, but creatively. When your entire brand thrives on viral humor and internet references, losing one of your top flavors under legal pressure hurts your image. It also shows how fast the influencer world collides with the real business world, where you can't meme your way out of a trademark violation. In April 2025, MrBeast publicly admitted something most fans didn't notice. It had become cheaper to make Feastables overseas because of new tariffs on cocoa and imported materials. That means US production, his original talking point about supporting American manufacturing, is now too expensive. That's not a moral failure, but it's a financial one. Margins are shrinking, and when your brand sells chocolate bars for $2.50 each, even a small increase in raw material costs cuts deep. It's ironic too. MrBeast built a brand on doing good, but global economics forced him to move production away from home. Then there's the cocoa sourcing controversy. Online critics accused Feastables of using suppliers linked to unethical labor practices. MrBeast quickly denied it. claiming all his cocoa is fair trade certified. But this isn't about what's true on paper, it's about public perception. Once people start associating your brand with words like child labor, you've already lost the moral high ground. The internet doesn't wait for court rulings, it reacts instantly. And for a brand that markets itself as clean and ethical, even one rumor can damage years of image building. Remember the cleanup challenge? When MrBeast asked fans to go into stores and organize Feastables shelves for a chance to win $5,000? It sounded fun, but it quickly turned into backlash. Critics said he was using fans as free labor to maintain displays that normally fall under store staff responsibility. Instead of empowering fans, it looked manipulative. When your community is cleaning up your product for a giveaway, that's not brand engagement. That's desperation disguised as a marketing campaign. Feastables launched as the next big creator brand. It had hype, virality, and trust because it came from MrBeast. But that novelty wears off. Now it's facing something worse than hate, indifference. The internet moves fast, and consumers forget faster. The comment section that once praised him now questions him. And instead of addressing the real criticisms, MrBeast focused on Whole Foods didn't drop us. That's not leadership, that's denial. So why does this comment matter so much? Because it shows how billion-dollar creators handle criticism. MrBeast has built a reputation on transparency, showing everything, explaining everything, being the good guy. But when real accountability shows up, he skips through it, cherry picks one part, and dismisses the rest as lies. That's not transparency. That's corporate defensiveness wearing a YouTuber's smile. It's the same playbook every celebrity brand uses. Deny first, distract second, and drown the conversation with positivity. But the internet's smarter now. Fans don't want perfect brands, they want honest ones. And if MrBeast truly believes in transparency, he should have watched the full video, addressed each claim one by one, and shown real evidence. Not just words in a comment section. Here's the bigger question nobody's asking. Why is the world's most successful YouTuber arguing in comment sections about a chocolate bar? Because behind all the fame, philanthropy, and perfect thumbnails, there's a business. A business that's showing signs of pressure? Feastables isn't collapsing, but it's struggling to grow at the same insane pace it started. The hype cycle is over. Now comes the grind. And when a creator brand starts to face real business challenges, suddenly the nice guy act gets tested. So no, MrBeast didn't lie. But he also didn't tell the full truth. And skipping through a video before calling it lies is exactly what people do when they're afraid of what the full truth might reveal. So here's the verdict. MrBeast's comment wasn't a fact check. It was a reaction, a reflex from someone who's used to controlling the narrative. He cherry-picked, he deflected, and he tried to reframe criticism as misinformation. But the numbers, the lawsuits, and the backlash don't lie. Feastables is facing growing pains, and no amount of positivity, giveaways, or comment replies can change that. Maybe next time, instead of skipping through a video, he should sit down, watch the full thing, and ask himself why people are starting to question his empire. Because sometimes the truth isn't in what you deny, it's in what you ignore.
I know you're not following what I'm saying anyway, right? That's okay, that doesn't matter. The real question is this: is all this legal? Absolutely fucking not.